Hello. And thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you are returning to our little corner of the Mediverse, welcome back. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you will know when we upload another video. We try to upload 3 or more times a week and we don't want you to miss anything because, believe it or not, insurance is fun. Today, we're going to talk pet insurance. Is pet insurance worth the money? We've got the pros and cons. You have insurance for your health, your car, your house, but what about your pets? Do they have pet insurance coverage? Do they need insurance coverage? If you don't currently have pet insurance, you're not alone. While around 67% of U.S. households own pets, just over 1% of those pets are insured, according to the North American Pet Health Insurance Association. But given the price of vet care, it's worth looking into. The ASPCA estimates the annual cost of routine vet visits is $80 $250 for dogs and $110 $550 for cats depending on your pet's age. Emergency vet visits can cost from $800 to $1,500, and sometimes more. And if you have horses or perhaps an exotic pet, the costs will be significantly higher. If you've ever found yourself at the animal hospital at 3 a.m. with your fur baby in distress, you know what it's like to be willing to shell out practically anything to make them feel better. In this scenario, it's pretty much too late at this point, but if this has never happened to you, you have time to decide. Is pet insurance worth it for you and your pets? Like human health insurance, pet insurance companies help alleviate some of the costs of keeping your pet healthy. You can choose from different levels of coverage, with each plan costing a monthly or annual premium based on how much coverage you choose. Some plans cover basic scenarios like accidents and injuries, some only cover accidents, and others include accidents, injuries and genetic, hereditary conditions. The more comprehensive the coverage, the higher you can expect the cost to be. Keep in mind, whether or not you opt for pet insurance, start an emergency fund now for vet care to make sure you can handle unexpected out-of-pocket costs that will inevitably arise during your pet's lifetime. Many plans have a deductible you must pay out of pocket before coverage kicks in. Depending on your policy, this could be anywhere from $0 to $500 in a plan year. Typically, higher deductible plans will give you a better percentage of your money back. While human health insurance works on a copay basis, you pay a certain percentage when you see the doctor and the insurance covers the rest. Pet insurance is largely a matter of reimbursement. You pay the full amount due when you take your pet in for care, then submit a claim to the insurance company afterwards. Depending on your policy, they'll pay you back anywhere from 20 to 100% of covered costs. Rates are calculated based on your pet's age and breed, as well as your location. While individual costs will vary based on your pet's breed, age, health and the tier you choose, across 11 of the top pet insurers, the average monthly cost for dog insurance is around $42, while pet insurance for cats costs an average of nearly $21 per month, according to Value Penguin. If you have an exotic pet, that is, anything other than a dog or cat, your options are a bit more limited, but you can still find coverage, so do your research. As with most decisions in life, there are pros and cons, so first, the pros. Number 1. It's easy to compare options. Unlike human health insurance, which can be a labyrinth of plans and riders you need a pro to help decode, pet insurance is relatively straightforward. Policies are simple, tiers are easy to compare, and you can get a no-commitment quote from different companies within minutes, making price shopping a breeze. Number 2. Premiums can be low for young pets. If your pet is young or healthy, or you choose a lower tier, you can get coverage for less than the monthly cost of a fancy coffee and croissant. It's not a huge price to pay for the security of knowing your pet can get the help they need. Number 3. Deductibles are reasonable. Compared to the cost of one late-night animal ER visit, most plans' deductibles are affordable. If, heaven forbid, your pet is seriously injured or ill, you could wind up paying at least the cost of the deductible anyway, but with insurance, You can get your pet the extra care and the peace of mind that comes with knowing you will probably be able to comfortably afford the vet bills, something that you may not have been able to afford on your own. Number 4. You get to choose your vet. There are no out-of-network provider headaches when it comes to pet insurance. As long as your vet is licensed, eligible expenses should be covered. So there's no need to worry if your vet accepts your plan. Since you pay for the cost out of pocket and then submit a claim to the company for reimbursement, all you need from your vet is a copy of their invoice and for them to fill out a section of the claim form. Number 5. You can do more for your pet. According to the North American Pet Health Insurance Association, those with pet insurance are more likely to seek medical care for their pets than those without. No one wants to have to choose between a sick pet and a mountain of debt. Too many pet owners, faced with a catastrophic medical crisis they hadn't prepared for, are forced to make the heartbreaking decision to elect for economic euthanasia, USA Today reports. If you invest in pet insurance, you could save yourself, and your pet, from ever having to face such a decision. Now let's talk about the 4 cons of pet insurance. Number 1. Premiums can be high for older pets. If your pet is older, has a pre-existing condition, or you choose a high tier, you could be looking at monthly premiums of $40 or more. You'll want to carefully weigh whether the annual cost makes sense for you, especially if you have a significant pet fund established for your pet's emergency medical care. Number 2. You still have to pay up front. Having pet insurance won't save you from having to shell out big bucks if your pet needs a costly procedure. Whether you have coverage or not, it's wise to have a separate savings fund for vet emergencies to ensure you can handle upfront charges until your claims are processed. Number 3. Insurance doesn't cover everything. On average, pet owners with insurance still pay around 20% of their pet's medical expenses, according to a report by the New York Times. Routine wellness checkups usually aren't covered, so you'll still pay for those out of pocket. Certain hereditary, genetic conditions may also not be covered, so be sure to check each policy's specifics very carefully. 4. The coverage has limitations. Many plans also limit the amount you can claim, either annually or over your pet's lifetime. If your pet is unfortunate enough to suffer a major medical problem, you could max out your plan's limit quickly and find yourself paying the difference. It's then that pet insurance cost seemed worth it. If your pet only needs routine vet care, you won't save much. If you do choose to insure your pets, plan to spend an average of $324 out of pocket on a dog and $264 out of pocket on a cat, according to the Zoology and Veterinary Sciences Journal, Animals, compared to $251 for an uninsured dog and $146 for an uninsured cat. This is largely because, unsurprisingly, owners with pet insurance take their animals to the vet more often than those who don't have insurance. And then there's the premiums. And these numbers don't include the annual price of pet insurance premiums. With an average cost of $42.45 a month for dogs and $20.99 a month for cats, insuring your pet could mean your total costs hit $833 for a dog or $515.88 for a cat. If your pet is fortunate enough to avoid any major issues, the cost of pet health insurance could outweigh the savings. So should you get pet insurance? That's up to you. But like property insurance, car, home, etc., you won't necessarily save or make money in an average scenario, but in the event of a catastrophe, you may find it's worth the investment. While you may not get the most bang for your buck with a relatively healthy pet, there's no way to predict what illnesses or injuries might occur, and for many pet owners, knowing they have a safety net in place is value enough. To get the most benefit from pet insurance, enroll your pet when they're young for maximum savings. Talk to your vet to get an idea of your pet's potential breed-specific health problems and ask them which insurance they'd recommend. If you decide to choose catastrophic coverage, generally the best cost to savings option, spring for the highest deductible you can afford. So, that's where things stand for now. If you have any pet insurance experiences, good or bad, please share them in the comments section below, or if you have a cautionary tale you would like to see featured on this channel, send us an email. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more great adventures and